I gave that salary to my boyfriend to go for visa change.
Okay. You gave it to boyfriend to go for visa change and then you were suspended.
My own visa change was coming in 2 weeks.
That kind of love never locate me in Jesus' name.
Amen.
I'll pick up the chunks from the beatings and take my bag. I couldn't afford a thing. There was a day I got stuck in Dubai. I did not have transport fare.
Oh my God.
I slept in Union.
You slept in Union.
So without wasting time, I opened my boxes because I told you I came just with few pieces of dresses and I start selling.
I passed through a lot of difficult and emotionally, because of the time I wanted to commit suicide.
Right?
Yeah.
So I actually sent 3 million CFA francs. Yes. And they made me a 1-month visa.
I applied a lot. If you know what 8 months look like.
I've been for 17 years, my dear, without a job. Yes, where
as we let our own light shine, we unconsciously give others the permission to do the same.
Welcome. Thank you so much for coming on my show. I really do appreciate the time you've created to be part of my success here on YouTube. So, can you just briefly introduce yourself so that the viewers should understand who is talking to them?
Well, first, it's a pleasure to be here. I really appreciate you for the invite.
Thank you.
I am Mata Gift, the monologist, aka the natural multiplier, and
I didn't know those names, honestly. I'm just hearing it for the first time.
You're sleeping.
Wake up.
Wake up.
Why do you give yourself those names?
Okay, like Martha is my name given to me from birth.
Okay.
And when I grew up and let me say I became a teenager.
Okay.
First, my name on Facebook, like social media, was my complete names, like my first name, my father's name, then my native name. And then I remember there was this grand frère we had in our area, and he called me one day. He was like, "Do you know you're beautiful?" I was like, "Yes." And he was like, "So why are you answering all your full names? Must everybody know everything about you?" Then I was like, "What do you mean by this?" And he said, "You can add like Matanage, Mata Spice."
Okay.
Like he said I was supposed to add something to my name as a young girl. I was like, okay, I'll think about it. So when I went back, I was like, what fits me? And I thought of gifts. I was like, gifts. So that's how I came up with gifts. Then I added to my name. Then the monologist part, when I came to the UAE, all my struggles, I wanted to share it. So I thought of sharing it. Obviously, it is going to be a monologue. So I was like, who is the person that shares monologues?
Okay.
So that's it.
Right.
I'm a Cameroonian, a Kumba Pikin.
Okay.
People there, they know. So no strong pidgin.
Okay.
Maybe English, no fool you.
Okay.
So I am actually a childcare assistant for a French school. I'm not going to make mention of the school.
Yeah.
And when I came to the UAE back in 2017.
So in total, how long have you been here?
Roughly 8 years.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. So can you just briefly describe who you are in 3 words?
I would say I'm intentional.
Okay.
I'm patient.
Okay.
And tolerant.
Okay. So when we see Martha, we see tolerance.
An intentional lady.
Yeah, you see, okay.
A lady that can tolerate.
Okay.
And someone that is patient.
Okay. All right. That's wonderful. So what prompted you? You said you were from Cameroon, right?
Yeah.
What prompted you to leave your home country? And why did you choose the United Arab Emirates?
I decided to leave Cameroon because things were not working anymore.
Okay.
I was feeling like there is more about being Martha. And I felt like staying in Cameroon, there was just no way that I could actually achieve my dreams.
Okay.
I realized, let me say, at 20, I realized there was something about me. I was ambitious about something.
Okay.
But Cameroon was not giving me.
Okay.
So I was like, okay, let me go and try in another place. God so kind, I had brothers that were already here.
Okay.
Yeah, so they assisted me. Credits to my brothers, Uncle Tony and Evaristus.
All right.
Yeah.
So But okay, so you chose United Arab Emirates because you had people
Yes.
here already.
Yes.
All right, fair and good. So what were your first impressions upon arriving the UAE? Let's start with the weather conditions.
Wow. The shock, it's something else. Let me say, I arrived December, so you know it's winter season.
Yeah.
It's very cold. And in Cameroon, we know the cold areas are Bamenda.
Okay, yeah.
And I've never been to
there.
Bamenda.
Okay.
So I was like, this kind cold, man, fidayo. Let me say I didn't come prepared.
And you said you came here 2017.
Yeah.
2017 was one of the coldest years in UAE. 2017 I was here. It was relatively very cold in December. Okay, so because did you ever make any research about the UAE before coming on? About the weather condition? And what were you told?
No. I remember when coming, I was advised to look for pullovers.
Okay.
But you know, we don't have that kind of cold in Kumba.
Okay.
So I just bought a few, but those things were not what you need in UAE as at that time.
Okay.
You needed something that would really keep you warm.
Okay.
But I didn't have them.
Okay.
So that was a very, very big challenge for me.
All right, so you did not make any research like, okay, I'm coming to UAE, it's a Sahara, it's going to be hot.
No.
You did not have any clue. So number one shocker was the weather condition. You came here, it was very cold. All right, so
Let me tell you another thing.
Okay.
Ignorance was another shock for me.
Okay.
Because I was just coming. I felt like I was traveling abroad.
Okay.
And I have brothers, so I cannot suffer
All right.
because I have brothers.
Okay.
It will shock you.
All right, so that's one part. Let's go to the accommodation. Right, so what was the first impression when they took you off from the airport? You got to the accommodation. What actually did you see that was just like, is this what it is?
That's an interesting question because first I spent more than 5 hours at the airport.
Okay.
No one was coming to pick me up. I was like, what is happening?
Okay.
My brothers, when I was sending them messages on WhatsApp, they were saying, I'm at work. Bazigo can't pick you. That was a family friend that had a bed space because my brothers were living in a company accommodation. So that family friend was the one to come and pick me up.
Okay.
But I could not really understand why it was taking him forever.
Yeah.
Then I remember at the airport there was a lady that was like, if your people are not coming, I can take you. Back then, she told me she was living in Sharjah. I knew nothing about Sharjah. So no one should meet you at the airport because you traveled with them and maybe they try to convince you to follow them to where they live. Don't try it. Because now, knowing what Sharjah was as at that time,
yeah.
if I had followed that lady, maybe they would have taken my passport because that lady was not a Cameroonian.
Oh, really?
Yes, she was a Nigerian, but the person she was going to meet was a Cameroonian.
Okay.
So now understanding what was happening, they would have taken my passport and today I will not be able to even share my story.
Okay, so how was the accommodation like, the first impression?
It wasn't really pleasing to me because I didn't attend boarding school.
Okay.
And now reaching here, I had to climb up. You know how the bunk bed is.
Yeah.
That was what Bazi told me that was supposed to be my bed. And it was strange, but my brothers told me you have to manage because here you're on your own. Forget the fact that we are here.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay. So they are brought this, so brother know this, sister know this, mommy know this.
Yeah.
But it is what it is.
All right, so the shocker, the second one was about the accommodation, the bunk beds that you have to climb.
Yeah.
Okay, so what about the overall environment from the airport? What struck you? Like, what is this? You thought maybe it was a suburb and you came here, it's well developed. So how was the shocker?
You know, I knew I was coming to Dubai. And like I said, my elder brothers were here. One had come. He came for vacation before coming back again. So he told us here, when you plant pepper, by the next morning, it don't grow. The harvest time.
Really?
So I was coming here. I wanted to see where they're cultivating. But
You didn't see anything?
Yeah, nothing. I really wanted to see how maybe you plant maize and in 2 weeks they are harvesting already. I was like, so now so the people lie we. But well, thank God for today. Now I can share my own experience and tell people what it is.
Oh, okay. Okay, so let's have a recap. Who was Matagif in their home country? So you just have to give us like a small summary of who you were back in Cameroon.
Okay. Let me say in 2015, 2016, I was working for a hotel in Kumba.
Okay.
It's called Tower of David. It's down there in Boya Road, owned by Sona Epoke. So many people who are from Kumba, they will know him.
Okay.
So I worked for him for about a year and I had my own small money. So I was like, man, a hustler. Man, I do my own thing. So I decided to go into business.
Okay.
I had to open a small drinking spot where I was selling drinks. So I gave up because you know how these our people, I was duped.
Okay.
Yeah. So that early morning, those people called me. I don't know if these people are using something, but I could not explain it until I went to the bank and transferred the money. I regained my senses. Then I was like, what have I done? That's the money I was supposed to use to buy drinks that morning.
Okay.
So I was just confused. I didn't know what to do. I called my mom. Mama, I beg if you find me even at 200,000, I need money urgently, ma buy. For say your capital day. And nothing explained. So I called my brothers and I explained to them. They were like, so you get the kind amount of money for Kumba. So you small, so you get the kind amount of money. It was not easy because I was paying that place 15,000 monthly. I still had to pay electric bill, cable. I had so many bills. So my brothers decided, they told me, since we are 10, 5 girls, 5 boys.
Wow.
Yeah. So my brothers were like, you're the third girl. So if you want to travel amongst all the girls, whoever wants to travel, get your passport. So the remaining drinks I had, I just had to make some sales and I went to Boya, got my passport. Then I called them, my passport is here, I won't go. I could not stay anymore.
All right, so it means you were into your own business.
Yeah.
So what kind of business have you been in back in your home country?
Like I said, I was selling drinks like alcohol.
Yeah.
And then sometimes I'll go to Douala and buy shoes, clothes. I was just doing almost anything and everything that could
generate some
enable
income.
me take care of myself. Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right, so let's shift from every other thing and get into the topic of love in Dubai, because you know you are one of the most influential Cameroonians on TikTok in the Dubai space or in the UAE space.
You think so?
I think so, okay. In your own little way, right? So, and you know, people come on there to complain, there's not love in Dubai, Dubai is this, Dubai is that. So what is the dating scene in Dubai like?
Well, based on what I have heard, and I'll not say based on personal experience, because for me, I was already dating my husband back in Cameroon before we came here.
Okay.
So it was just a continuation.
Okay.
But based on friends and some family members I have seen, love is a beautiful thing, but it is very, very risky out here.
Okay.
Because everyone is a hustler.
Okay.
Be it the man or the woman, no matter who claim to be the victim, everyone is looking for something. Everyone wants to benefit something. Everyone wants to milk you dry.
Okay.
The men and the women.
Okay.
So it's left for you to make your choice. Life is all about choice.
Okay, so you just think that I'm single, you are married, so you think as a single person I can't really find love here?
How come? You can find love anywhere, any day, at any time. You never know. It hits you in ways you cannot even imagine.
All right, so do you think there are some specific places here in the UAE where I can actually find love?
Obviously. It depends on the kind of person you're looking for, be it a man or a woman.
Okay.
Like for me, assuming I were to be single, you know all those coffee shops around Jumeirah? Now there I go be. Because I don't just want to pick anybody.
It means I'm slacking somehow.
My husband knows. sometimes I tell him like, boy, if you know be meet up me that time,
You would have been in coffee shops.
Yeah.
Really? It means I'm slacking.
I'll be at Marina because I know what I'm looking for.
Okay.
I know the category.
Okay.
It's when you're only going to Abuhe, then you pick Abuhe boy.
All right. And when you're
You
always on TikTok, you pick TikTok boys.
That is it.
Oh, okay.
You pick that one that will come and lie to you, selling dreams that can never come to reality.
Yeah,
you know?
materialize.
Yeah.
Okay, so you think that going to those coffee shops in Marina, in JLT, in Jumeirah, you would find someone that would obviously want to be with you for a long term?
Okay. See, in life, you attract who you are.
Okay.
So, if I'm going to Marina, it means I'm only going to attract people who have my kind of mindset.
Okay.
Now, I am looking for, let me say, true love or a long-term relationship. Now, I'm going to Marina because I want to meet a keeper.
Okay.
When you're coming, when you approach, I know I'm a girl. I know how I'm going to dress. I know how I want to smell. So when you're coming, you know, it depends on the kind of perfume you wear.
Okay.
A guy can come to you and he will just give up.
Okay.
He will be like, this one, I cannot keep her. So obviously, you should know what you want and make sure you're looking like what you want.
Okay.
And you will attract that kind of person.
Hope you guys are hearing her. She has the experience. All right, so if you're single like myself and you want a man, then you need to dress well, smell good, go to Marina, go to Jumeirah, go to Palm Jumeirah to look for that person because your person may be there, okay? Like minds will definitely rub when you go to those areas. Don't go to Abu Hill where those liars are, because they will fill you up with dreams.
You know, the thing is, when you go to Marina, it's not like you'll not meet liars, but you'll meet expensive liars.
Okay.
You know, liars that can do things.
Okay. All right. So, do you love it living here in Dubai, United Arab Emirates?
Why not?
Why?
Dubai, I love it. Dubai has exposed me. Forget about the fact that I was doing business back home. I was a very, very timid person.
Okay.
Very shy. I could not even speak in front of people. Dubai pushed me like a wind.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'll forever be grateful that this is my first country. That I entered the plane and I landed in Dubai. Dubai has made me cry. I mean, cry like I've never cried in my life.
Okay.
And Dubai has made me laugh.
Okay.
Like, Dubai has given me an opportunity to take care of myself the way I want. Dubai has exposed me to the world. So I'll forever be grateful to Dubai.
Oh, okay. All right. So, can you share your personal experiences? So let's start with the living condition, because it's like night and day when you come here and you're still trying to pick up with your life. Okay, it's like night and day, especially for those of us coming from Africa. So let's start with the living conditions.
Okay.
So how has the living conditions been with you for 7 to 8 years you've been here?
Yeah. You know, such an interesting question again. Number one, I would say it has been good.
Okay.
It has been fair enough.
Okay.
But very cunning, because if you don't learn how to navigate through life out here, you will find out you will go back with nothing. You will go back the same way you came. You came, but at least you have experience and ideas that you'll be going back with. But like in terms of resources and money, Now, if you come and you want to be someone that copies, for me, I don't copy. I do me.
Definitely.
Yeah. If I know you are a friend and you are someone that's like you're a radical spender, I'll run away from you.
Like, it means we cannot be friends.
No, it depends on my income. If I know I earn enough to spend that way, and it depends on what you're spending on. There are people who spend only on going out to clubs, buying expensive drinks. I heard them saying tequila and what. I know people like that. Let me say, I have colleagues like that who have encouraged me severally. Martha, viens, on va aller dans la boîte de nuit, on va faire ça, on va faire cela. Always I ask them, who will pay?
Okay.
And they'll always be like, I will pay. Et tu sais, on va rencontrer les hommes là-bas. You know how these ladies things work. So to me, when I go back home, I'll be like, okay, if I should accept this invite this time around and we go, we enjoy, she pays. Next time, who will pay?
Of course.
I don't want to pay that amount of money just for a night. No, I'm not willing. So I have never accepted such invitations. But now, going back to
when you came.
Yes.
Yeah.
When I got into the Grand Basil's room.
Okay. Where was it especially? Where was it particularly?
Our urban village, Abu Hel.
Okay.
That's
where in Abu Hel?
Makata Handam.
Okay. All right.
So when I got into his room, all I was hearing is, do nanny CV, do waitress CV, do housekeeping, do all these jobs. But I remember one time he said, Martha, you're still very young, because I came at age 22.
Okay.
He was like, Martha, you're still very young. You can apply for cabin crew. You communicate very well. So what's your problem?
In English and French?
Yes. So when he told me that, I didn't know what cabin crew was all about. And I was just like, I didn't pay attention, because when I told some of the people I had made friends with in the room, they only say, you cannot. So
definitely.
I did not pay attention to that. It's until now. I don't regret that. Grand Basil, if you come across this video, I always think of you. Whenever I think about the fact that somebody told me about cabin crew.
But you can still do it now,
Yeah, I know that. But I always remember him for that. Yeah. So when I got all those CVs, I was applying and nothing was happening. Actually, they were calling me for interview, but it wasn't like, there are things you would do because people are pushing you to do them, but you don't feel you. So I remember there was a time I said to myself, I'm tired. I remember that night I cried. I went to Ladies Park.
Okay.
I cried and prayed, and I was giving up because I'd already gone for several visa change.
Okay. How many visa change did you go for in total?
I came, like I said, December 17th, 2017. I got the job I'm currently doing till date in August. I remember August 26th,
That's
2018.
almost a year.
Yeah. So all this while,
8 months.
You need to pay bed space, you need to feed, transportation. It was not easy, but all glory to God. We are here today to actually tell the story.
Okay.
That fateful day, I said I was not going to listen to anybody again.
Okay.
I want to listen to myself.
Okay.
I went back home and slept. In the morning, I woke up. I went to Google. I typed jobs in schools.
Okay.
That's how I saw all the position. Director, this, that. Then I was like, I need to feed myself somewhere. I don't know where, but I need to feed myself somewhere, because there was a lady. I had left Grand Basil's bed space. You know how life is. Then I went to another bed space. I was still under my up bed, but there was a lady that was living in that same room, but she had the down bed, Auntie Nicoline. So she'll leave early in the morning and she'll come back by 11. Then she'll leave again by maybe 2:30. Then she'll come back. Then we had Fridays as weekend.
Yeah.
So she'll have Friday and Saturday as off. I was like, Auntie Nico, how can I work? Explain for me. Then Auntie Nico told me one day she's a bus conductor, bus attendant, something like that. So I was like, that day I told her, Auntie Nico, I'll get work, we go pass the work, you go pay me, because I asked her, how much is your salary? I don't want to mention her salary because I mentioned her name already. If I didn't mention her name, I would have mentioned the salary. So when she told me, I was like, I'll get a job that will be more than this your pay, and I'll have this your same freedom. She looked at me and she laughed. But I believe you really need to believe in yourself. Just have faith.
Definitely.
So when I searched that day, I saw childcare assistant, I saw kids supervision. I was like, okay, it means these are the type of CVs I need to have, because this is something I want to do.
Okay.
That's how I went and I got a CV as a childcare assistant.
Okay.
I had to do everything properly because I already had an interview in my mind. Like, I said to myself, this is what they'll ask, this is what I'll say, this is what... I didn't know of any school as at then, but I already prepared myself for that interview. Then I started applying until one day. Yeah, so this lady went for an interview as a bus conductor as well, and they offered her 1,700. She came back very excited, but I was angry in my spirit. On my bed though, I was like, 1,700, you say you get degree, I don't understand. You'd be excited, how about 1,700? But I could not say it, because then the fact that I was jobless, they were already insulting.
Of course.
They were already insulting me in the room, so I was quiet. Then she received a call. They were calling her for an interview. And they were telling her they need bus conductors again. So then she was very rude to the guy that called her. She was like, I don't already get work. Although I work that I don't need, I don't already get my work. By the way, they talk about French school. I go do it for French school. French school, they Dubai. Number one, she did not believe like there were French schools in the UAE. So when I heard her making that call, I woke up. I went to her bed. I tapped her. I said, sis, please, I heard you talking about a French school. I can speak French. Can you please give me the contact of this guy? This lady finished me. She was like, you ain't never fit to chop. Now French school, you want go work. You know fit to work. They say they need 10 people. You not even qualify. I was like, please, can you just give me the contact of this guy? And God so kind. She finally changed her mind and gave me. That was my own breakthrough. When I called this guy was like, the commission is 1,000. If you don't have the 1,000, don't call me. I was like, I don't have 1,000, but I have my brothers. My brothers are working, they can pay. And by then, my brothers were already tired. I keep going for interview, nothing, bed space, feeding. You know, it's not easy to be feeding someone, paying everything. God. And my brother, I remember my brother called me one day. He was like, it's fine, give that guy my number. I gave the guy, they discussed, and the guy was like, money or nothing. I told this guy, I just need you to forward my CD, that's it. He did not accept I remember that day my brother gave me 500, like 500 dirhams. He said, now it's your choice. If you want to pay commission, you pay. If you want to pay your bet, you pay. If you want to use it and it is your business. I went home. I had to think and think. Then I called this guy. I told him, okay, I'll give you 300 just for you to forward my CV. He told me, I've already collected 9,000 from 9 different persons. You don't want to pay. I cannot take your CV. I said, okay, this one is just for you to forward my CV. He accepted. He came, took the 300 dirhams, forwarded my CV. That was it.
They called you?
They called me. The day I went for the interview, I didn't have enough money. I remember I took the metro. I went to, I'll not mention the place. I went to the nearest landmark to that place. My money got finished, so I took a taxi. When I realized my money still for this taxi had finished, I told the taxi driver, drop me here because if you continue, I'll not be able to pay you. So let me pay you with what I have now. He had to drop me. Then I paid. I had to start running because the interview was supposed to be at 3 p.m. But I was already running late. It was already around 4 p.m. So I knew since we were 10 Cameroonians to be interviewed because they were looking for people who are fluent in English and French, who were bilingual. Now, I started running. That was in the month of June. You know the temperature in June.
It's hot.
I was
sweating profusely.
Because I was running. But as God will have it, when I got to the gate to get into the compound, I cannot explain. There was a French man and an Emirati lady that were conducting this interview. For some reasons, they had already interviewed all the 9 Cameroonians, both male and female. And the ladies were, they were all leaving already. So as I was running, coming into the gate, that lady was inside the CCTV room. She saw me running. And she sent the security, told the security, go get that girl, ask her to sit somewhere and rest. When she's ready, she can come for the interview.
Wow.
I didn't know about that. When I got in, I had low cut like this. When I got in, I was soaked. I had to sit. That guy just told me, sit here. After about 10 to 15 minutes, you go for the interview. I sat. When it was time for interview, I removed my spray. I sprayed myself. I went in. I was tensed. You know, I came late. Everyone had left. And when those people were leaving, I remember there was a guy there, Gabriel. I'll never forget that guy's name. That guy was like, spoke French. I finished the thing. I showed them, oh God. He was like, I showed them my ability. Hey, I was already like, hey, like, I was already feeling bad, like, hey, God. Now, when I went for the interview, this Emirati lady told me, calm down. It's just an interview. That was the first thing from her mouth. So it made me feel comfortable. I adjusted myself. Since I had already prepared, it's like when you're intentional about something, it works just the way you want it to go. I mean, they asked me their questions. Well, exactly what I was preparing. So I just respond. As I was responding, she was taking notes. She was writing on my CV. When she finished, the Frenchman asked me a few questions in French. I responded, and later the Emirati lady told me, well, I'm not promising you a job. Go home, keep searching, but if we need you, we will call you. Behold, before God and man, I was the only one
chosen. That's good.
I remember they called me on that 26th of August that I should come. There is a meeting. That was the day I carried my greatest shock. Like, let me say, that was the day UAE decided to start pushing me that you see all these two, you say they shy. But the country not supposed to be a shy baby. You need to grow. When I got there, we had a huge staff room, very big. And we were making a U. Like you stand around. Then we had coffee, different types of coffee, croissant. Oh my God. Then when you come in, you need to start kissing the first person to the last person.
Okay.
I'm not used to that. It's not our culture. Bonjour.
Are they like children or babies or what?
Children, adults, they were all teachers.
Okay.
Yes, so it was like a staff meeting. The first staff meeting before the second, before we'll start working for 1 week, then the students will come by September.
All right.
We started on the 26th of August. Students were to resume on the 29th of August.
Okay.
So we had like a week.
Okay.
God, I entered. You know, I didn't know I was supposed to kiss them, like give them a peck. They were the ones coming. Bonjour, comment tu t'appelles? Okay, our French is not, you know these people, they do style, they're like,
their vocals go with their body language.
Oh God. So I had to adjust. I was holding myself. I always like, if I feel like something is weighing me down, I will fold my hands like this, like, girl, you have to keep your composure, stand, you can do it. In my mind, I'm always talking. Then if it's getting too much, I'll start counting the ceilings from that end. So I don't feel like I'm panicking. And I had to give all of them, give them. And then I was standing. I didn't go for the coffee or anything because I didn't know. And I remember there was this lady, Emma. Emma came to me. Mais c'est quoi ton problème? Toi, tu ne manges pas. Allez. I was like, no. Another one came and they were pushing me. See, these people can feel. If your body language is not responding, they feel it and they will push you.
Definitely.
From that day, Emma became my best friend. She's always coming close to me. Hey, don't let anybody intimidate you in this company. You have to stand strong. How old are you? When I told her I was 23, she was like, you're still a baby. You're supposed to be in school. What are you doing here? That's how these women have been pushing. I mean, I have more than 10 of them that have been pushing me all these years. So I can never complain about UAE. And I thank God for the company He sent me into. Because it's not like these companies where you meet pipilis and you know this. We didn't have those. It's now that they're coming in. But let me say for about 3 years while I was working there, we had only the French people, Canadians, Americans, and for a very long time, I stayed there for more than 2 years as being the only African with our African passport. And it was really a challenge, but thank God, today we are more than 10 and things are going well.
All right, so how many employments have you had from when you came till now?
Well, I'll say one.
Okay.
Only with this one that I'm still there.
Okay.
But I have worked for...
Job positions have changed?
Yes.
Okay,
yes.
From what to what?
Because I remember when I just came due to visa change, I had to do just anything so I could enable myself to go for visa change. So I accepted one cleaning job at Rashadia. There was a restaurant. They were paying 1,000, and that job gave me my most terrible experience. Yeah. With that 1,000, I cannot imagine you're doing cleaning, like you're taking care of the ladies' bathroom. I can't. These ladies who eat and the things they will come and do there, no, Jehovah. I knew that job was not for me.
Okay.
Yeah. Then I remember when I came back, that one was 1,000.
Okay.
Then the second one.
How many months did you do it for?
6 weeks.
Okay.
Let me say 5 weeks.
Okay.
Because I could not.
All right.
I remember when I told them I cannot, I need my passport so I can go. They were not paying attention. They were trying to ignore me. I remember one day I called the police. I sat in front of the restaurant that night. I was screaming. I was screaming. The police people were even trying to calm me. I was like, no, here I don't have a mother, I don't have a father. It's only this my 1,000 dirhams. I told them, it's only this my 1,000 dirhams. If these people don't give me my 1,000 and my passport, I don't know where I'm going to. I need my money. And the policeman was like, okay, they have agreed that in the morning they'll give you your passport and your money and you leave immediately. I was like, I'm fine. And in fact, in everything you do, if you see it's not working, involve the police. Because immediately I came back in the morning, they gave me my money and my passport, and
you had to leave.
Yeah, I left. Okay. Then I accepted another. I went for that visa change, came back. 6 weeks again, no job. Then we were having 3 months visa.
Yeah.
So 6 weeks again, no job. I knew visa change was coming. And I really thank God for my brothers, because they made me to understand, if you must go for visa change, we are not paying the entire sum. You need to bring something. Yeah. You cannot just be a liability. So I knew if visa change is coming, I have to do something. So I accepted another nanny job, 1,800 Jehovah, in Abu Dhabi.
Okay.
It was a family of 6, husband, wife, and 4 kids. But there was also the mother-in-law in that house. I remember that guy, the children were already in love with me. Everything was fine. So he really wanted to get my papers done and everything. Remember, then I was still 23. And this is one thing I'll forever be grateful as well for the Cameroon government. No matter how people try to condemn them, for that, I'm grateful. This guy needed to process my Emirates ID. And there was a particular document that they said they needed approval from the Cameroon government that at that age, I could work for him as a maid. And this guy brought my contract. He was only like, sign here, sign here. I was like, no, I'm not a fool. I'm not an illiterate. I know how to read. Please, can I read this contract and know what I'm signing? He said, no, you don't trust me. You'll be working with me for the next 2 years. And you don't trust. I said, I trust you. But trusting you doesn't mean I'm just going to sign a document without knowing the content of that document. He was still just insisting, sign here. I told him, sir, if you will not let me read, I will not sign. So the wife and the mother-in-law were like, who is this one? Read your words. They didn't accept that I should read, so I did not sign. The guy sent the documents to, then we didn't have a consulate. He sent my documents to Saudi for approval. I remember one morning, because whenever they will call him when he's at the office. So I'm at home, I'm cleaning, I'm cooking, I'm taking care of the house. So we were never able to connect. So he decided to connect the house phone to his office. So when they call, he will listen to our conversation. So when that guy in Saudi, I don't know whoever was that person, when he called, he was speaking in French. He asked me, "Tu comprends français?" I said, yes. Then he said, at your age, now in Cameroon, we do not permit our young girls to work as maids. So find a way and leave that place. I said, okay, I've heard you, thank you.